I'd like to thank each of you for being here. Phaedra and Nora, Jim and Melinda, they've been friends for a long time, and it's really something when you can bring tears to my husband's eyes. I don't think I've seen tears in his eyes very much, so they were very, very moving to my husband, and I appreciate that. I need to thank a few people for being here, and the number one is my mother, if she could stand up. When I told my mother I was running, she said, "Oh, that's why I gave you that great name when you were born, Kathleen King, because I knew it was a great name for a supervisor." And she said, "I think I can move in the district. I'm going to start looking." She lives in Sacramento. "I'm going to start looking for a place in Palo Alto. I'm going to make all your aunts move here." I mean, that's the kind of, we all need a mother like that. She also, you know, it runs in the family. 6 of my 7 siblings are here. If they could all stand up.
Oh, that's neat.
5 of my 6 siblings. And they had to come from pretty far, so I appreciate that. My campaign manager, we used to call Eddie when he was a kid, and he used to call me Kathy. So Ed, you have to stand up because he's like family. And to Mike and Mary Ellen, Mike for having the foresight to marry Mary Ellen. It was such a smart thing to do. And making sure she had her dream house. I think she wouldn't be happy unless I mentioned her builder. So a little bit of commercial because he lives in Saratoga. I don't know if Paul Conrado's still here, but he's quite proud of the house. Oh, stand up, Paul. Did an amazing job. And my husband, I mentioned, Mark, who he doesn't know why I want to do this, but he's supportive anyway. And isn't that really what it's all about, is somebody who can be supportive no matter what. To the 4 of my 5 children are here. They already stood up. And to all of you and the electeds that come, it's hard to take out a Sunday afternoon. First, it's hard for you to take out a Sunday afternoon, and it's hard for me to ask. So my sister-in-law had said when we got here that, that she realized when I said, this is important to me, that it was important they be here. And that's really hard for me to do. So for everyone that is here, I so appreciate you taking the time out of your day. To Mike Fox Sr., who I have to tell him, I try and test his memory all the time just to see if he's on the ball. And oh my gosh, when you come to do this, you're in the way. It's so organized. Raquel has her staff so organized. Precision parking, they're just wonderful. And Mike said, well, Kathleen, you've never been to jail, but you clearly understand law enforcement in the county, but I do know your passion is health. And I'm just going to have Robert Stark stand up one more time. Robert? Robert is our youngest, and he has really, his life has affected what has happened to Mark and I. I was very happy in high tech. Many of you were there with me, Clary, Dan, and we did very well money-wise. But after Robert's 2 bone marrow transplants, there's nothing that has affected me like health. We say that we need to focus on education, we need to focus on the economy, but I've decided unless you're healthy, none of the rest matters. When a child's born, we say we want the child to be healthy and happy. And I don't know that we can give happiness without health. I don't know that we can give education without health. I don't know if you can have a good income over time without health. So I want to be where the health decisions are made, where many of the job decisions are made, and that's why I really want to be the county supervisor. I do want to thank a couple of people that I could not have done this without their help, and that is Kathy Wheeler, back there. Julia Miller. Wanda Konetsky up here. And Linda Jernell, I think, is there. And I'm not sure Liz Sills made it, and then Lisa Cagliostro, because I couldn't make it without a good haircut either. And I just have to say once again, from my children being here, from my siblings being here, from my cousins, I just want anybody that's related to me to stand up for a minute so you can see what happens when family gets behind you. And then I think Nora and Phaedra have and Mary Mabin. Mary, can you stand up? Have become sisters that, as they say, God forgot to give you. So I appreciate everyone being here. I don't want to say much more. You guys all know me. Hopefully that still means you'll vote for me, because if you don't, my mother will find you. Breen, who was a previous mayor of Los Altos, wanted me to go to an event last night. My brother's coming into town, and he said, well, your mother could only kill you once. And I said, oh, no. She could kill Breen and me if I wasn't there when my brother got there. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Kathleen, it's much easier to tell my husband no than to tell you no that I was not going to be here. But we won't tell him that. Well, thank you for all.